I'm Akanksha. Welcome you to the interview.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay, tell me something about yourself.
My name is Stacey Fru. I'm a 12-year-old international multiple award-winning author of 5 books. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. I started my writing journey at age 7, and ever since then I've gone on to win multiple awards as well as start up my own foundation.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
So, what genre do you write in?
The genre I write in is fiction, child fiction or family fiction. I write it mostly for children between the ages of 5 to 11. And I'm planning on writing lengthier, more intellectual books for children my age and older.
Okay, how young was you when you started this?
When I started writing my first book, Smelly Cats, I was 7 years old, and it got published when I was 8 years old, but I in fact started writing and reading at age 5.
Okay, so what sort of preferences do you like reading and writing?
I keep my reading preference really strict because I like reading realistic fiction, which is a genre which is real but not real at the same time. So I enjoy it because it's people that I've seen displayed around the world, and it's just a better genre. I just don't like fantasy.
Okay.
For some reason it's boring.
Okay, so do you follow any author?
Do I follow any authors? In South Africa, I've attended many book fairs and I've met other child authors like myself, and also other fantastic poets? Yes, other fantastic poets. So I do follow a few authors as well.
Okay, which one is favorite among that?
My favorite author internationally would be John Green because he challenges the intellectual spectrum. He writes very well and his stories are also very intuitive. And my favorite poet/author from South Africa would be Margina because she is very well renowned in South Africa and she has a very diverse and exciting feeling to her work.
Okay, so have you read Fault in the Stars? That's from John Green.
Yeah, I've read The Fault in the Stars and I've watched the movie. It is absolutely amazing. I love it. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I love John Green. It's the first book I read from him.
What was the best part that you liked in that book?
I think it would be the introduction about her life. I always loved the way he starts his stories. Now I'm reading All the Turtles Fall Back Down. So the way he starts his stories just makes the reader want to read more, and I really admire him about that. So that is what I like best.
Okay. So your family is also into writing, or you're only in that prodigy?
Well, my mother and my father are both educated people. My mother also writes and she does parenting, so her work is more focused on family and parenting, like the more scientific side on that, and I just write fictional, of course. And my other siblings, yes, they've tried reading, they've tried writing, but I just don't think that they really like that stuff. We do try and encourage them to read because reading is an amazing thing and it can also build up one's interest and grammar. But my siblings are more into other stuff like soccer and music and yeah.
Okay. So have you tried pushing them to the writing field?
Oh, well, we didn't even need to push them because they already saw me doing it, so they wanted to try, but then they sort of realized that if this isn't what they wanted to do, they shouldn't be pushing themselves to a certain extent.
Okay. And have you went to any book fairs and all?
I've participated in many book fairs, especially in South Africa, all around the province. There have been amazing book fairs where we've met amazing authors, amazing musicians, amazing poets, and it's been a very beautiful experience because South Africa is very diverse in terms of the amount of culture we can bring into a room. And we also attended the World Book Fair here in India, the Pragati Maiden. It was very amazing. It's a huge platform. Our feet were sore from the walking, and we bought some books, and it was a good experience.
So how are you liking India?
India has been very welcoming. The people here are really, really nice, like yourself, and it's exciting to be in a different type of environment and another space just to see how everyone else is living.
And what's the best part you found about India?
The best part, I really like the food. The food has been amazing. The amount of spices, the amount of effort that goes into making such wonderful food for me is amazing. And also because we don't really get that food in South Africa, although there are some Indian cuisines there, just the way you make it here is...
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love my India.
Yeah, I love it too.
Okay, so you sort of prefer spicy or sweets?
I prefer spicy. Sweets, I like sweets, but not too sweet as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me something more about Africa, its culture and all.
So I wouldn't be so sure about the whole of South Africa, Africa, but I'll talk on South Africa.
Okay.
South Africa is very known for being diverse, so we have a different range of Indians, Muslims, whites and blacks, anything you can think of. We are the Rainbow Nation after all. And we have various landmarks which I think are amazing and so many things to do there. The country isn't relatively safe, I'll be honest, but many people work it around, but also with diversity comes xenophobia. So that is also a really big issue in South Africa, and we are as a country trying to work through that as well. So the culture, there are many cultures and we have 11 official languages. So as you can imagine, there are so many different things you can see. And so, yeah, the culture is pretty diverse in South Africa.
That's nice. Even many people are working about safety.
Yes,
Some main
yes.
concerns, safety, education and meat health. Okay. So what are your more hobbies apart from being in writing?
So apart from reading and writing, I also play the guitar and I'm still currently learning how to better myself. And I also dance ballet. I like listening to music in the genre of indie pop. And also I draw.
Who is your favorite? Is it indie pop?
Indie pop, it would have to be Cape Town. Cape Town is an amazing band. I love listening to their music. My favorite songs from them would be Lemon Boy. That would be my favorite.
Can you sing it?
No, I can't sing. I mean, I can sing, but I can't sing at the same time. I need to familiarize myself with certain things. I do sing though when I play the guitar. I have played at a couple of functions.
Okay. So how do you feel being nominated for the Global Child Prodigy Award?
This nomination was extremely humbling for me and my family as well as my mother because it's an amazing opportunity. Ever since last year, 2019, we've been traveling a lot. Ever since I got my first international award in Egypt, and for us to be here in India winning the Global Child Prodigy Award among hundreds who have done so well for themselves and their community and their country, it is extremely extraordinary, and I would like to thank all the organizers. It's just been amazing.
Okay. So did you make any friends?
I've made a few friends. I met Yathma, who was the boy that can sing the national anthems in 260 languages.
Yeah.
Also Sheila Sheldon, I also met her last night. She's a 10-year-old who does modeling and art. And I also met DJ Switch Ghana, who is from Ghana, and she's an internationally known DJ.
Okay. So my main question is, what sets you different from the other people?
Well, I think it's just the level of we're all unique, definitely, and every person is unique in what they do. I think what sets me aside from the others is, first of all, my category and the work I do. The people who sing might not be able to write, and I myself, I may not be able to sing. So it's just how we both excel in the talent that we have and how we've noticed it at a young age, and also how supportive our parents are, because many children don't have the opportunity we have to excel in certain talents. One, because the parents still have this biased view on what their child should do, and because the parents may not have the money to support and fund their children.
Okay, and how young were you when you started this?
I started doing my big work at the age of 8, and I did my first public talk at the Anglo Ashanti event, around 877 matric learners, and
Have you tried TED Talks too?
Yes, I did my first TED Talk 3 weeks ago with TEDx Littleton Women, and it was a very anxiety-stricken event because the pressure about writing your speech, setting it in, having coaches along with you was extremely terrifying, but I got through it, and I performed my speech really well on the day, and it'll be out in February, so you can go check out my TEDx talk. And I covered the topic of living your dreams. So in my TEDx talk, I talked about how I lived my dream from the age of 7 to where I am now. I covered the general perspective on what living your dream was like for me and what I think it will be like for others. I also covered the biased view of social scripts and how many parents expect their children to do this, act a certain way, so on and so forth. Then I concluded with a very interesting view on dreams and goals as well.
Okay. So where do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
5 years down the line, I'll be graduating from school or just entering university, and I see that as a very challenging space in my life because right now I'm still currently juggling with what I want to do in the future and how I can obviously live up to what I dream to be and also continue writing and leading my foundation.
Okay, so what's your foundation all about?
Okay, so I have the Stacey Fru Foundation, which was founded when I was 9 years old for the purpose. Thank you, for the purpose of educating children on education and safety and security. So what we do is with the disadvantaged children in areas in Johannesburg, we just take them in for a few workshops every week or every month, and we educate them on the various things, because for me, safety and security and education is absolutely important for children, and we run various campaigns under the Stacey Fru Foundation
So have
as
you
well.
collaborated with the government for this initiative?
Definitely. The government collaborated with us when we were doing the safety and security campaign for children by a child. It was the MEC of community safety, and what they helped us with was reaching out to the schools. So once the government was with us, more schools were inviting us there. So what we did under that initiative was that I would go out and I would perform a play and give a small speech on to children on how to manage themselves in major and minor situations in where their safety was in jeopardy.
Okay, so you like motivating people?
Definitely, and educating them as well.
Yeah. Okay. And what message would you like to give to the fellow students out there?
My message to any fellow student would be, don't fall into these biased views on the world. Create your own view on what you want to do or be in the future, and that it shouldn't, not one little barricade shouldn't stop you from reaching your end goal. Don't let anyone tell you the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon.
Okay. It was nice talking to you, Stacey.
Thank you so much for this interview.